George Lucas is a famous filmmaker from the United States. He was born on May 14, 1944, in Modesto, California. George is best known for creating the Star Wars movies and the Indiana Jones series. His work has changed the way films are made, and his stories have become loved by millions of people around the world. When George was young, he loved to watch movies and play with cameras. He was very interested in how films were made. As a teenager, he enjoyed racing cars, but he also liked to read about science fiction and history. His favorite books were about space and adventures. These interests would later be important in his films. He went to college at the University of Southern California, USC, where he studied film. At USC, he learned a lot about movie making and met many other people who would later work with him. After finishing college, George Lucas made short films. One of his early films was called Thanks 1138. This film was about a future society where people lived in small, controlled spaces. It was a science fiction movie, and it showed George's love for futuristic ideas. The film was not very popular when it was first released, but it later became a cult classic. This success helped George get more opportunities to make films. In the early 1970s, George Lucas had an idea for a new kind of movie. He wanted to make a film about space, with adventures, aliens, and exciting battles. This idea became Star Wars. He spent many years working on the script, the characters, and the special effects. But when he tried to get studios to help make the film, many people did not believe in it. They thought that a space movie would not be successful. However, George believed in his idea, and he did not give up. He found a studio, Lucasfilm, to help him produce the movie. In 1977, Star Wars was released. It was an instant success. The movie told the story of Luke Skywalker, a young man who becomes a hero in a battle against the evil Empire. The film was full of special effects, alien creatures, and exciting action scenes. Audiences loved it, and it became one of the highest-grossing movies of all time. Star Wars also changed the way movies were made. It introduced new technology for special effects and sound. It also created new ideas for storytelling in movies. The movie was so popular that it became a part of pop culture. People talked about Star Wars everywhere. The characters, like Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Darth Vader, and Yoda, became famous. After the success of Star Wars, George Lucas began working on the next two films in the series. The second movie, The Empire Strikes Back, was released in 1980. This movie was darker and more serious than the first one. It told the story of Luke's journey as a Jedi, and it showed the struggles between good and evil. The movie ended with a big surprise. Darth Vader revealed that he was Luke's father. Fans were shocked and they wanted to know what would happen next. The third movie, Return of the Jedi, came out in 1983. This movie finished the story of Luke and his fight against the Empire. In this film, Luke, Leia, Han Solo, and other characters worked together to defeat the Empire and save the galaxy. Return of the Jedi was also a big success, and the Star Wars trilogy became one of the most popular film series in history. After the Star Wars trilogy, George Lucas decided to make another movie series. He created Indiana Jones with director Steven Spielberg. The first movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark, was released in 1981. It told the story of an archaeologist named Indiana Jones who goes on adventures to find ancient treasures. The movie was full of action, funny moments, and exciting scenes. Like Star Wars, Indiana Jones became very popular. Two more Indiana Jones movies were made in the 1980s, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, 1984, and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, 1989. These movies were also big hits. George Lucas continued to work on many projects. In the 1990s, he began thinking about telling more stories in the Star Wars universe. He decided to make new movies that would tell the story of how Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader. This was the beginning of the Star Wars prequel trilogy. The first movie, The Phantom Menace, came out in 1999. It told the story of a young Anakin Skywalker and the rise of the evil Sith. Although many fans were excited for the new Star Wars films, The Phantom Menace received mixed reviews. Some people liked it, but others did not enjoy the story or the characters as much as the original trilogy. The second movie, Attack of the Clones, came out in 2002. It continued the story of Anakin Skywalker, who was now a Jedi Knight. The third movie, Revenge of the Sith, was released in 2005. This movie showed how Anakin Skywalker turned to the dark side and became Darth Vader. Fans of Star Wars were happy to see how the story of Anakin's fall was told. Even though the prequel trilogy was not as loved as the original trilogy, it still brought new fans to the Star Wars universe. In 2012, George Lucas sold his company, Lucasfilm, to the Walt Disney Company. Disney decided to make new Star Wars movies. The first of these new movies, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, came out in 2015. This movie introduced new characters like Rey, Finn, and Kylo Ren. It also brought back old characters like Han Solo and Leia Organa. Fans were excited to see the continuation of the Star Wars story. Disney went on to make more Star Wars movies and TV shows, including Rogue One, 2016, The Last Jedi, 2017, Solo, 2018, and The Rise of Skywalker, 2019. Although George Lucas did not work on the new Star Wars films, his influence can still be felt in the stories and characters. His vision for a galaxy far, far away continues to inspire filmmakers and fans today. Throughout his career, George Lucas has made a huge impact on the world of filmmaking. His movies have brought people together, telling stories about good versus evil, heroism, and hope. He has created some of the most famous characters and stories in cinema history. Even though his early work was not always successful, his belief in his ideas and his creativity helped him change the world of film. His movies continue to inspire new generations of filmmakers and movie lovers. George Lucas has left a lasting legacy, and his work will be remembered for many years to come.